September 10th, 2017. Made it to another one. We are at the Burlington Rec Center in Burlington. We had it here last year for the first year. Great place. And nobody here yet, but we're ready.
How are you? That's right, I'm just signing it.
You gotta put a tag on now.
Look like you're in charge.
Is this multiple or is this?
Yeah, obvious one.
So as we're thinking about it, we read that the kids get to all Christmas stuff they want to ride shotgun every now
Did you bring your left-handed golf club?
No.
Forgot all about it.
Sitting in the
Know any Aerosmith?
Huh?
Know any Aerosmith?
No, unfortunately not. Not yet.
next to him.
The time when you start.
Where my watch?
How much you put in there?
Uncle Jimmy. James. Uncle Jimmy.
I just use it for the minutes, basically. So we can be blue. No, you're just saying, call the meeting over at a certain time, whatever time it is. Real loud.
I'd like to call the meeting to order at 2:09 p.m. on Sunday, September 10th. We're going to start. Ready? Judy? Meeting started. I'm going to start with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, and forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Amen.
Roger, can you read the minutes from last year?
I could. The 142nd Barber Family Reunion. On September 11th, 2016, the 142nd Barber Family Reunion was held at the Burlington Recreation Center at 39 Foot Road in Burlington, Connecticut. It was hosted by Jimmy Barber and his tribe. The weather was windy and fairly cool after a mid-morning thunderstorm blew out the hot, humid air. After a slow start, the potluck lunch was served at 1:15 and there was plenty to go around. 43 people signed the register, but there were 45 in the family picture, with another 3 that sat out the picture. Unofficially, we are guessing that we enjoyed 48 people in attendance. After the potluck lunch, President Kelly Anelli called the meeting to order at 2:04 p.m. She welcomed everybody to the 142nd reunion. She then led us in reciting the Lord's Prayer. She asked Roger Plaskett to read the minutes from the 141st reunion. The minutes were read. Bobby Fiorillo made a motion to accept. Robin Pitch seconded. All were in favor. Treasurer Brett Goodwin gave the treasurer's report after explaining why he was not here last year. He thanked everyone for asking about his hernia repair, which he explained was on the right side. No further details were given on that, thank God. He said that we had a profit of $11 last year, and we start this year at $381. A motion was made by Roger Plaskett to accept the report and seconded by Doris Smith. Roger was asked to give the historian's report. He said that Vern Leavenworth had passed away on August 6th. He had no further deaths, births, or marriages to report. From the floor, it was reported that Scott and Tori Hannon had married on September 19th, 2015. There was no correspondence to report, but Roger mentioned that through a correspondence about 5 years ago, David Barber had been here earlier all the way from Colorado, but could not stay as he had a 5-hour drive up to Maine. Under old business, the topic of t-shirts came up. It was decided to shelve the idea, as not one person had worn the t-shirts purchased just 2 reunions ago. Now I lost my place. Traveling the farthest was Henry Barber Jr. from Utah. The oldest male was Don Smith at 91. The oldest female was Doris Smith at none of your business. The youngest was Caleb Stone at 2 years old. Born Barbers, there were 11. Barbers by marriage, none. The predominant surname was Hannon and Goodwin. It was decided that Hannon would get it due to one of them being pregnant. So it was kind of in a half, you know. The election of officers resulted in all positions remaining the same after a motion by Roger Plaskett and a second by Terry Hannon, then a favorable vote. President Kerry Anelli.
Good. Can you explain it?
What's that?
Can you explain it? Carrie?
No, did I say Kerry? Kelly Anelli. Vice President Carolyn Barber Poole. Secretary and Historian Roger Plaskett. Treasurer Brett Goodwin. Games and Entertainment Jimmy Barber. It was decided to hold the next reunion on September 10th, 2017 at the Pavilion in the Burlington Recreation Center located on 39-Foot Road. Everybody seemed to like the location. Robin Pitch made a motion and Hank Barber seconded. With no other business to discuss, Harold Goodwin made a motion to adjourn. Bobby Fiorillo seconded the motion. The meeting was adjourned at 2:17 p.m. Immediately following the meeting, the family reunion picture was taken. After the photo shoot, there was a teacup auction. It was a lot of fun with some great prizes. The golf tournament was won by Kelly Anelli with a shot of 7 foot 2 inches from the pin. This is the second time Kelly has managed to win. After the contest, people slowly walked off into the fading afternoon sun. We hope we all make it back for the 2017 reunion. Respectfully submitted, Roger Plaskett, Secretary.
Motion to accept? Motion to accept?
Second.
Second?
Second.
Who was that? Bobby made the motion
Yeah.
and Don
Don got
seconded?
it, yeah.
Okay.
All right, Brett?
So, as Roger so eloquently just said, started this year $381, or last year, excuse me. We brought in 180, we paid out 209, including the rental for the hall, so that's a minus 29 on the year. So we start this year at 352. Still going strong.
Motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
Roger, second? Dana? Historian's report?
This is always tough. Deaths this year were Margaret Barber, wife of Charles Barber. She died on November 14th, 2016. Sally Smith, wife of Harvey Smith, died on June 19th, 2017. And Roy Olson, wife of Marjorie Smith Olson, died on January 29th, 2017. I had heard a rumor that this individual had passed, and he used to come to the Barber Union all the time, always loved coming. We always saw him in a wheelchair and hadn't seen him in a while, and I found out why. Mark Dieter died on November 12th, 2010. I don't know of any births, and I don't know of any marriages.
I know of a birth. Riley Hannon, 10-5-16. Born to Scott and Tori Hannon.
Speak up. What was the date?
10-5-16.
Okay.
Riley Hannon,
Yep.
born to Scott and Tori Hannon.
Anybody else?
Here, it's dying off. Sorry, Don.
Does anybody want to report any marriages?
Okay. Any other correspondence?
I actually have, I guess under the historian's report, I'm gonna bring this up. we got a call from a lady who was cleaning out an attic down in Watertown, I think it was. I say we, meaning myself and the Historical Society. And they had a quilt. And the quilt was estimated at being, we had a professional look at the quilt, between 1880 and 1890. And it had some old Barber names on it. It had Fanny Barber on it, which is going to be a lead into what you got to say. Or was it you? No, it was what Dana. But anyway, it had Fanny Barber on it. It had Mrs. Sheldon Barber. All had signed a square on this quilt. Well, anyway, the Historical Society has accepted it as a donation, but I thought it would be just something to bring up at the Barber reunion. And one other thing, knowing that, as I reported, Margaret Barber had passed, Charlie's wife, in November, and the executrix of the estate contacted me and gave me tons of photographs, family photographs, because there's just nobody on Charles' side to hand the photos down to. That's the end of his line, if you will. One of the albums, out of, I think there was 4 altogether, one of the albums was all his army photos. As you know, Charles was wounded in World War II in Italy, and a lot of photos of himself on his road to recovery, and just photos of his unit in the army, and a lot of photos taken in Italy. I donated that book to the Historical Society, and with the blessing of the executrix of the estate. And so they accepted that. So if anybody ever wants to see it, the Historical Society has it in their archives. They'll gladly take it out for you. But I have behind me, there's a case here, and it's got like 3 albums in it that are all Charles Barber's photographs. I don't intend to keep it. I just, if there's a couple of pictures in there that I wanted, I've taken them out of there. I showed it to Dana today. She grabbed a couple that were in there of herself as a child, and a couple of Charlie just as a remembrance. There's some of Judy in there. There's some of Bobby in there. There's some of Rick Goodwin's and his twins in there as babies. They were good looking men. But anyway, please, anybody take a look through those albums, because I'm probably going to toss them when I get home, whatever's left, unless somebody wants to take them and keep them as a keepsake. I mean, some are vacation pictures at Niagara Falls or Washington D.C. pictures of the Lincoln Memorial. You know, they're things that are priceless to Charles and Margaret, but they don't really mean a whole lot of sentimental value to anybody else. So
Charlie had a horse. Is there a picture of him on his
there
horse?
could be a horse, yeah.
But
anyway,
he had a horse, and of course he flew airplanes.
yep.
Helicopters.
It's kind of a sad thing, you know, when something like that happens and there's nobody to hand the pictures down to in the family. So please, before you go, take a look through the bucket there.
Before you toss them, let Carol take a look at it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. What I can do is just, when this day is done, give you the bucket, and then you can disposition them when you want. I certainly have no problem with that. That's all I got.
Any other correspondence? Any old business? New business? Remember to sign the register if you haven't signed it yet over there. Make sure you put your address on it. Also, there's another sign up over there for email addresses. So those are your internet addresses. Put your address on there, and we can email you the pictures from the reunion. Roger, were you doing that, or was somebody else?
Yeah, I'll do that.
So there's a form over there for you to put your name and your email address as well, if you would like them sent to you electronically through your email. So who traveled the farthest? I traveled from Bristol.
All
Any
right.
further than that?
I traveled to Massachusetts.
Massachusetts. Anybody further than Massachusetts? Wow, you take the cake.
Wow.
What town is that?
Natick.
Natick.
Natick?
I forgot where she came from.
You know it well, huh?
We came from Natick, Massachusetts.
All right, so Dana traveled the farthest from Natick, Massachusetts. Who is the oldest man? It's not you this year, Don, I don't think. No, I'm just kidding.
Look around.
Somebody
No.
laughing.
No, I think
I
that's-
nominate Donald Smith.
Yep, I'm gonna go with it. And how about the oldest woman? I think so, Jordan. I think you got it.
Go girl.
I know.
You better check her ID.
I know, I
I
thought
think
about
Doris.
that.
I think Doris.
Who's the youngest? I saw Eric here with his little guy. I think he might still be the youngest, right? Here, he was last year too. Years ago.
How old is he?
3. Caleb, right? Caleb?
Caleb Stone.
Yeah. And how many born barbers are here? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, 5. 5.
Is Cindy?
We're almost done.
No, she's no. 5 born barbers. How many barbers by marriage? I've been having a real long time. Okay.
There's something to be said about that.
Yes.
You know? Nobody is marrying a barber. Just saying.
And the most predominant surname? Yeah, Goodwin, I think. You have 8? You just find people on the street?
Name change?
Got Wilbur over there. 8. Anybody have more than 8? All right, you get it this year.
Ah,
Election of officers.
I'll make a motion that the entire slate remain the same.
George second.
Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor? No.
Before Kelly declines.
That's not your mother.
Where are we going to hold the next reunion? It looks like the Sunday would be September 9th. And are we still able to hold it here? Does anybody else have any ideas?
Perfect.
So, yeah, what's up, Uncle Jimmy?
Could we have it here next year?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, good.
Perfect. All right, so all those in favor of having it here on September 9th? Opposed? Perfect, so the barber union will be here, September 9th, 2018. Anybody have any other business to discuss?
I would just like to say that, you know, it's always been kind of a custom to acknowledge the host family of the reunion, or the host place that it was at. And in this case, I think it's Jimmy Barber really deserves the credit for finding this place and putting it together. And he's made some sub-assignments with Judy and a lot of other people as well. But my congratulations to Jimmy Barber. I think it's a great place. I think it's one of the best places we've ever had.
So he said he's gonna do a line dance.
Speech.
Nice for somebody that had it for 17 years in a row.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roger.
Okay, so motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Roger. Second?
Second.
Bobby, second. And that's it, meeting is over at 2:25 p.m.
Picture time.
All mosey over to get our picture taken over there, and then we can move on to the next events of the day.
Like a plan.
Thanks. Thank you so much. I had lunch.
break.
This is the big problem.
You guys check your tickets?
0843? Okay.
Tom the Potter. Hey Tom, make me an ashtray, will you?
This winter.
No, we're not related, no.
Yeah.
Okay, the next item is this box of miscellaneous items. Okay. Little bit of everything in there. 0962.
All right.
Violet the camera. I can't wait to see how that came out. Stink eye. Cindy's stink eye.
The next item is the centerpiece arrangement. The lights and the wine glasses. This one is not a centerpiece. What is it?
That's a drinking ensemble.
Drinking ensemble. Okay. Well, there's a lot of tickets in this one. So.
I wonder why.
The bowl.
I won't look, it's me for Christmas.
That sounds like a fix, huh?
happens, ready? This right here, this is called a G. So if I put this on, it changes the key of the chord. So it's still a G chord, but I play it in a different key. See how it sounds different? Watch. See how it's like a little bit higher up?
Can you play a song?
Who hit that? The first person that goes never wins.
Harold, you're up. 18 inches?
18 inches.
That's quite a long way.
Holy cow, what are you gonna do when you win this thing? Go to Disney World or?
Yeah, Disney World, coming up.
What are your favorite bands?
Your picture's probably in.
Yeah.
This is
Pushing down all the strings.
Kelly, you gotta get a little lower.
Higher pitch.
Bend over a little more, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly. Kelly and Ellie.
I think girls should be up closer.
No way.
No way.
No, I mean,
I've been hit.
This is the defending champion. She's about to go down here unless she gets a good shot.
Oh!
Gotta hit the ball.
Kelly.
That's it.
Well, we're gonna have a new champion, no doubt about that.
Dan, you're up.
ESP,
then everyone
list it as
Jimmy.
another good one.
shallow angle.
Gotta get near the flag.
I used to have a black that I got from Christmas.
Remember when
What happened to it?
Phil and Tom, they rolled the damn thing down there.
It works.
I know it.
Get it.
Uncle Mike broke it because his
Alyssa, you're up.
Uncle Mike.
I think